It had been a while since I made a video, and now that Bitcoin's price has jumped through the roof, I wanted to talk about like the idea of best investments. First, I think, and I really personally believe this, that the best investment you can make is always in yourself. Now, the next thing I want to go into is why I think Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general is probably one, if you've never invested before, it's probably one of the best investments you could make. Not just because of the monetary potential and the future space that this technology might take over, but I think if you really try to understand why something like Bitcoin has value, what you end up doing is educating yourself about the financial system at large. And the more you know about how money and finance works, the easier it's going to be to essentially be successful in what you're trying to accomplish. Now, so many times when we go through this idea, people get caught up on when's the best time to buy, or how much of something should I buy, or is it low enough to buy it? If you get in the habit of just always investing, say X amount of dollars or X percentage of my monthly income, or instead of going to this music festival this month, I'm going to buy the $300 in Ethereum instead, over the long term, what you end up getting is a lot of free financial education. Now, understanding that the real education comes when you have skin in the game, like that there is a portion of understanding risk management and life in general that says, you really need to have some, like a dog in the fight to have the true experience of investing in the financial world. Now, I'm currently walking around an acre, about a half an acre of property that I own that I did not know I owned. So you can't see my house, it's through the trees there, but, and I'm making a point, just wait, there's a point here. I stumbled onto this piece of property and I bought it. It's like 6,500 square meters approximately, just a little under 2 acres. And when I first got it, my real estate agent showed me basically up to where it was easy to get to. Now, it is not necessarily easy to get through here, so I'm kind of like stumbling through the jungle. But the wealth of something is kind of what you make of it, right? So a lot of people, they're like, oh, I've got this nice $450,000 apartment in downtown New York. Well, I can tell you your $450,000 apartment, I would not trade it for any piece of my property. Well, maybe I would trade it for a piece of this property. But for me, I always thought investing in wealth and some of the best investments we could make are just in the things that we're interested in. Right, so one of the positives to investing in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin in general, is that if you don't really know that much about finance, or you don't have that much of an interest in it, this kind of sets that course and the tone to be able to educate yourself and learn something that you didn't know. The financial system is basically one big giant Ponzi scheme. It is set up to rob the poor. Now, I've got into debates with myself on whether I think this is actually designed as a malicious forefront, because it definitely always robs the lowest people. Like on the bottom of the pyramid, inflation, just the printing and debasing of money and currency, robs from the poorest. And I don't like that. That doesn't make me feel good. So when I asked myself the question, was this done on purpose? Because this is what you start to find out when you want to invest in cryptocurrency. And you didn't need cryptocurrency or Bitcoin to do this. I had learned a lot of this a hell of a lot, like almost a decade before Bitcoin ever came around. You're basically sold as a bond slave to the economic system that you're in. So when you start to kind of unravel this this cloak that the financial system has made, and you ask yourself, was it done maliciously? I started to think that maybe this was just one of the ways that we could get to a kind of a rather technically developed society quickly enough. Like, I'm walking through the bush here, and if any of us were to just jump in the bush here and try to survive, it would be a pretty difficult game to do. Like, it's not that easy, right? I mean, it's doable. Like, trust me, I could do it. I know it's like, it's not going to be a problem. But in terms of like building technology and getting ahead in life, I actually started to believe that the reason why they just print and totally debase the currency is because we might have still been stuck in the late stages of the Bronze Age without that infinite currency supply, that ability to take out debt and live like years into the future of what you're currently creating right now. And I think that's a really important part for people to understand, is that when you venture down this, when you start to like want to invest in things, you want to really I know this is the weirdest investment video ever, just like walking through the thick of the jungle, no machete or anything. But when you want to invest, you want to get into the thick of the jungle. You really want to try to figure out what's going on here. Like, why is the game set up the way it is? Now, I'm a huge fan of investing in general. Over the years, as I've gotten older, as I need less, and as I want to do less crazy shit, because I think when we were younger, we just was like so amped to want to spend money on fast cars and, I would say, beautiful women, for me, or beautiful men, I guess, if you're a woman. Whatever's your thing. I'm not going to discriminate. We end up spending a lot of it on experience, right? A lot of the younger generations don't think the same way the older generations did, which is that, oh, I should be saving for the future. You know, again, I've said this so many times, one of the reasons why I choose the bear as an emblematic representation of what we're building here with the arcane bear, it's because the bear knows that there are going to be difficult times and to prepare for those. The best investment you can ever make is in yourself. Some of the second best investments I think you can make are in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, because it's going to teach you a lot about the financial system, especially when you start to understand so many of the things that are wrong with it. Third, I think for me, property, like owning this extra half acre that we've just been wandering around in for the last 10 minutes or so, this is by far worth more to me than any of the money I spent on it. Finding something where you can wake up every day and go, I made it. Like I'm here, I did it. You know, like to be grateful for what you have every step of the way. I think that's where real wealth lies. You know, it really depends on your ability to be like, hey, I'm happy and I'm grateful for what I have. It makes life so much better. So, I don't know, I just wanted to make a video because it's been a little while with Bitcoin's price. I had been wondering how we move forward with the show in terms of content production, being able to bring you our philosophical rants, the podcasts. The show's been all over the place, and I appreciate it for that. Thank you guys for always supporting me, no matter what crazy parts of the jungle I ran off into. You know, how many distractions I got caught up in, because the arcane bear has been probably the most prolific journey in business that I had never anticipated. This was just supposed to be a pet project. So buy Bitcoin, invest in yourself, own property, but probably if only if you can produce food and water. Like we've got a greenhouse. Like if I keep hiking, I can actually hike out by the greenhouse. And always diversify. Don't just get caught up in one thing. You know, if I had not built my house and just owned Bitcoin, I'd have a lot more money, but I don't think I'd be more happy. There's a bunch of times in life when I've had a lot more money and it didn't make me happy. There's a real thin line between like finding your purpose in life, fulfilling that, and helping others through that process as well. I think once you really get a hold of what that looks like. Oh, nice. I just found a pot that's coming home. I'm gonna use that pot for later. I think when you fill your life with purpose, even a plastic pot is an entertaining part of the day. And when you do that, even the people I know that have the most money, they're the people that know how to be happy with whatever comes their way. It's not just about the finances that are in your bank account. It's about your investment into your own self and the things that you appreciate. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at that. This is like a 10-minute video. Give us those thumbs up if you like this content. I hope you do. Remember to leave your thoughts, your comments, your questions down below. Look, the bananas are almost ready. Oh, they're even popping. I think it's time to cut those down. Looks like it's time to cut them down. Subscribe to the Arcane Bear channel if you're not. It's like a thing. That'd be like one of the greatest things you can do. Subscribe to the channel, because then that helps me know that we're doing a good job. Actually, I don't really care. I love doing this. I would do this even if we were back down to the first 100 subscribers and we started. I just like sharing what I'm going through, sharing the value of this journey. So again, thank you guys. Something about the best investments of this generation, Bitcoin.